our goal with Tech Grip is to create something greater than the product. We want to create a community of athletes, soccer players, where they feel heard, they feel seen, they feel proud to wear the brand. And an idea we had is to go out there and document players' journeys from college to pros and even high school players, where they can tell their story and inspire the younger generation, other players, to what it takes to get to that level and how to get there. I'm here with...
Christoph Steinleitner.
What club did you play for before?
I played for 4th Division club in Germany.
Where are you from and what's your interest in coming to America?
I'm originally from Munich, Germany, and I came to the States just to get a different experience, get out of my comfort zone, and connect with different people. I feel like it's a great option and a chance to get involved with different continents, people from Australia, people from South Africa, from everywhere around the world, and just play together in a team and have a great experience.
You said you left home. How difficult was it leaving home, your comfort zone, into coming to America and, still maintaining that focus of playing at a high level without getting too distracted into the whole going out and America type things?
I mean, I played a decently high level back at home, so just to come over here, it's just a different environment. Obviously, in Florida, the weather is very, very different. I was struggling at first just because the heat is just very, very different. But honestly, the distractions are kind of everywhere, so you can adapt or develop in every kind of system. And so I didn't have many issues with that. I just went with the flow, and I started from the beginning, and I didn't have issues in any way.
They say in JUCO, people downplay JUCO, and they say JUCO is their last option, this and that. As someone that came from Germany and played at a very high club over there, and you ended up at a JUCO, but now you're going on to play at a higher level. What was the process like of getting here, and what is something that you would say to the younger generation of going through that process of trying to find a college, trying to find a team?
First of all, I think it's like without an agency, you can't really do it. Like, you have to reach out to people who know their stuff and who know how to do the visa stuff, how to connect with coaches, and then the whole process kind of starts. Obviously, everything falls and rises with your eligibility. That was my kind of issue. That's why I ended up in JUCO. I spoke to 1 or 2 D1 schools at first, but it didn't work out. So I decided to come here to Florida to try at the JUCO level, and I had a great experience. And I think the JUCO level is definitely rising over time. I heard that from a couple of different D1 coaches as well. So I think JUCO is definitely something to look out for. And what I can tell people who want to come over, or just the younger generation, is just get out, try it, and you definitely won't regret it.
For Americans, obviously you're speaking to internationals, for Americans that are going through that process of, in high school, trying to go to school, and obviously everyone at first wants to go D1, the high D1s, but JUCO is a route to go. What would you say to the Americans in that process of just not downplaying JUCO and the opportunities that it can bring you?
I think JUCO is a great level to start. When you go to a D1 from the start, I don't think that you really appreciate what you have over there. Over time, you're getting to know a couple D1s, and we played like USF and UCF in the spring season, and we had good games against them. We got to know their facilities and just had a look around, and it's mind-blowing, honestly. I think to start off with, JUCO is a very, very good opportunity just to get in, and then if you perform well, you have a great option and a great opportunity to get out and play at a very, very high level at a D1.
You spent a whole season at Eastern Florida, the fall and the spring. What was your experience like? How was the soccer? How was the environment overall?
First of all, I did not know what to experience. I came over here not knowing what I got into. We started training at a park like a mile away, just to get to know the boys and stuff. And then the season started, and with a snip, it's just over. We played very, very well from the start. Obviously, it's very difficult because the whole team is new. You don't know anyone, you don't have a connection with anyone on or off the pitch, so everyone tries to get into it, and needs to adapt. That's hard for some people, easier for other people. I didn't have any issues. Like I said, I started pretty pretty good. So and kept it out throughout the season, and I'm pretty proud of what I could do over here.
On the way to success, everyone believes that it's all glitz and glamours, that the pathway to making it as far as you want to make it is, it's all going to be a great journey. Is there any adversity you've had to face to get to obviously the D1? And if so, what have they been, and what was the process like?
I think every soccer player has to face injuries at some point, some sooner, some later. I had a pretty bumpy road, I want to say. I was injured in my academy years a couple of times, but I just focused on having fun at playing, and I never gave it up, kind of. And I figured out over time that if you really want to be successful, the way to go is just to go out there and have fun, because success comes with it on its own. And if you do what you love, you're gonna be successful with it. That's just my view on those kind of things.
You spoke about an injury. You were out. How long were you out for?
I was out 2.5 years until I was back fully. I've torn my glute. It was a bumpy way back on the pitch, but made it work, and now I'm pain free. So.
What was, for people watching that are in that position right now of going through struggles, going through injury, adversity, their vision is not clear in terms of they want to make it, but they're facing these adversities. What was the mindset that you had throughout that process of when you tore your glute and, you had to recover and you were out, you said 1.5 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years, yeah.
Jeez.
I can't tell you that everything was perfect in my time when I was injured, but obviously you have to face a lot of struggles and issues and a lot of tough times, especially mentally. It's very hard to go through, but it kind of depends on yourself, like how you're managing it, how you're going with it, and how much you want it. And it's a lot of work off the pitch to get back on it, but if you're willing to take it, yeah, mentally and physically, it's a tough pathway, but if you're managing to overcome that, you're going to have a much greater time after that, because you're so much stronger mentally.
You're from Germany. I'm sure you've played with very talented players who have made it and players who have not made it. What is the difference between those type of players that have made it and haven't made it in terms of on the field, the stuff they do off the field, and the mentality to get there?
I've played with a couple of very, very great players, yeah, I'm not going to lie. The difference is just, I just want to catch up on the topic before when I told you guys that it's just about having fun on the pitch. In my opinion, a lot of those guys who made it, they were just playing freely, like how they wanted. They weren't like really framed or something. They just went out there and played and had fun with it. And the guys who are forcing it, kind of, it is always tough. And the mindset and the physical ability, it just comes in play together. So if you want to make it, you gotta have both. And a strong work ethic is absolutely great, but it's not everything. Like sometimes you just need to relax a little bit, and I think that gets you way further than just pressing through what you really think that is going to help you. Sometimes a little bit less is more, in my opinion.
As someone that has played at a JUCO and is going on to play at a D1, what is some advice you give to players and your younger self on what the journey's been like, what the process has been like, and what to expect once they get here and want to reach the higher potential?
What to expect, honestly, like just go in freely. Don't really expect anything. I think that's the way you're gonna have the most fun with. Because I came over here, like I said, I didn't know what I signed up to, but I just went on with it, and I expected it very differently than it was. But I had a great time here, and like if you kind of lower your standards before you even come out here, there's nothing that can get you away from having a great time.
And last question, I've given you some pairs of the Tech Grip socks, and you've played with them a couple of weeks now. How do they feel, and what do you got to say about them?
I honestly really like them. I wouldn't say that if I wouldn't mean it. I wore like different brands, and like some of them are just too short, or some of them are not that great after 2 or 3 weeks. But with the Tech Grip socks, I did not have any issues yet. I wear them like almost every single day in training, and I'm really happy with them. grip is phenomenal, the length is pretty good, and yeah, I can't say anything else to that.
All right, Chris, thank you for taking the time and coming out and telling your story and inspiring the younger generation on what it takes to get to this level and play at a D1.
No worries, thanks for having me.